Well, we are just over a week after Disney has released the new Star Wars show, The Acolyte, and things are not looking good. They are getting absolutely decimated for that show. And now we have news coming out about Marvel, and it's looking even worse. The news regards the new Blade film. Buckle up, it's not good. All right, so before we get into business, I want to say, as always, make sure to go to criticalist.com. It is criticalist.com. We are in Apple and Android stores. Make sure to visit us. Come say hi, create an account. The main thing that we are dedicated to doing is reviewing entertainment, movies and TV shows right now, and it could go even further in the future, but it's just a fun place to hang out in an old school format, kind of like the MySpace days, but for talking about movies and TV shows. So on to the meat and potatoes, guys. Things are looking really bad for Blade, and I'm super bummed because it's Blade. Blade was awesome. If you were not a 90s/2000s kid, then you might not know much about Blade, but he was pretty much one of the coolest, most epic superheroes ever, and he kind of just disappeared. It was played by Wesley Snipes back in the day, and I would definitely recommend you go check out Blade if you haven't yet. Here's just a little snippet. I mean, come on, that is freaking epic. Like, give me a break. Nothing cooler. And there were 3 of them. Now, granted, the third one, not so well received. But the news and what is actually going on is that it is looking pretty bad because they've lost yet another director. And yes, you heard that right. Another director. Because this isn't the first time this has happened. And not only has it lost 2 directors now, but we have been through multiple writers as well. So what this article is saying is right here, it breaks it down in the first sentence, which is that Marvel Cinematic Universe Blade movie has now lost its second director as Yin Dimaj has left the project. So the Wrap is reporting that Dimaj, I'm guessing that's how you say it, I have no idea, who is best known for his work on Lovecraft Country, left the project a while ago, in quotation marks. He's the second director to leave, with the first being Bassam Tariq. The movie was said to be an amicable, or the move was said to be amicable, and that Marvel is more concerned with getting the film right than rushing it forward. Okay, now, I said that this was bad news, but actually this could be good news because of that one little tidbit there, and I don't know if you caught it, and most people don't know much about it, but Lovecraft Country. That's the tidbit. When they said that they got this guy on, I was extremely worried because if you watched Lovecraft Country, it was an HBO Max series, and it was based around the Lovecraft works and based off of a book, but it was trash. I would call it overtly racist. And I mean that in the most serious sense. Now, I know that a lot of people these days say that you can't be racist against white people, but I'm here to tell you, you can. And that show was. And it claimed to be more of like a historical retelling of, the Lovecraft type things, because, everybody wants to roast Lovecraft for being a racist. And he definitely, he kind of was. But the thing is that, you don't have to respect the author or the creator, but you can still enjoy the works. And I mean, clearly, with the way that Hollywood is now, if it didn't work that way, then conservative type folks would never watch anything because, look at the landscape of media. So really, this could be good news. This could be good news that this guy is gone because Disney has said that they are trying to right the ship. And I can guarantee you that if this dude was involved, then it was going to be hyper political and it was probably not going to be good. Now, also, there's some interesting things about the writers that were attached before too, but it sounds like this movie is just going through the most development hell of development hells, which tends to be on par right now for everything going on in Disney because Disney doesn't have any idea what they're doing. And they keep hiring these activists who are absolutely decimating everything that is going on internally within Disney, and it's not looking good. And this is yet another sign that, there is paradise, or there's trouble in paradise. But I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I think at the bare minimum that this guy is gone, it could be a good thing. And it might show that Marvel is trying to course correct faster than Lucasfilm is with Star Wars, which might make sense because if you look at Kathleen Kennedy, she is a full-blown activist and is just a freaking buffoon, and everybody knows the problems with her.
Put another gay diverse woman in it, make it more fucking lame.
she's going to make things lame. That's what she does. She loves to make things lame. And I'm hoping that, Marvel has been making things pretty lame lately too. And Blade, you can't mess up Blade. All right. Look, we had a perfect Blade series. I mean, like I said, outside of that third film, but I mean, if you take a look on Criticlist right now, Blade 1 is sitting at an 86%, which is real good. It's at a most excellent. People love this movie. I mean, there are a couple rads, but basically all most excellents, except for what we like to call around Criticalist a low effort ship missile, which is a low score with no text. And that's what Lofty Pixels blasted off about this movie at a 50%. And that's complete and total trash. But, is what it is. And Blade 2 doesn't have an official score yet. We've only got 8 reviewers. So if 2 more of you out there want to review Blade 2, which is the one that I actually love, it looks like it should at least be in the high rad to low most excellent range. And this was directed by Guillermo del Toro. So this was an awesome movie. And I mean, it's both of those two are worth checking out. The Blade 3, but basically, yeah, that's the news, is that they've lost another director. And currently they're saying that it is being written by Eric Pearson, who wrote the new Fantastic Four movie. So maybe that's a good sign that they're trying to get some continuity here within the MCU, but I don't know. Before that, it was Michael Starberry, Nick Pizzolatto, and Michael Green, who were all kicked off this movie. Now, Nick Pizzolatto, it was who originally wrote True Detective and was an excellent writer and just does really solid work. But right now he's being pushed out of Hollywood because he hasn't said not nice things about the following season or most recent season of True Detective, which was hot trash, one of the worst things I've ever seen. But they've lost actors here. This guy who's attached to the Mufasa new movie coming out, he's not on anymore and was basically like, I'm not attached to that project anymore. So they're just people falling off this movie. But the big thing is that Mahershala Ali is set to play Blade, and if they lose him, this movie is absolutely screwed. And it sounds like Mia Goth was actually lined up as well. I mean, Mahershala sounds like a great choice. Mia Goth, who maybe would play Lilith, could be really cool. But if this movie's trash, then it's going to have even bigger problems. And I was looking, and actually they mentioned it in Geeks and Gamers, which was that I heard that one of the scripts had it set to where Blade was playing fourth fiddle to a group of 3 women because, they were going full Kathleen Kennedy style. But it sounds like they were smart enough to just in that, because all we want is Blade. We don't want anybody else. That was a problem with Blade 3, is we got Ryan Reynolds as this slapsticky type role and somebody else as a female lead. It wasn't great, but this we just want Blade. We just want freaking Blade. We want a super badass trench coat wearing black dude murdering freaking vampires, exploding them into pieces as a rated R movie. That's what we want. That's what we all want. Just give us that and we'll be happy. Just give us a really solid story. And, I'd be fine if we freaking brought Guillermo del Toro back, honestly. I mean, that could be actually the right move. And Guillermo's not doing a ton right now, I don't think. So I would be game for them bringing him in and just rebooting this franchise and bringing him into the MCU in a right way. But the MCU has been floundering, so who knows? But I am not one of those people that wants to see everything fail. I don't want to see the MCU fail. I don't want to see, Star Wars fail. I don't want to see any of these things. But the problem is when you put just this trash in and these hire these wrong people in front of the proper ones, and you're prioritizing activists, everything is going to fail. It happens time after time after time. We're watching it with Acolyte right now, and it's not even that activism technically that's killing it by being pushed in the show, but these people just aren't right for the job. They're not the right creators. They don't understand the world. A lot of them just don't even understand how to make good entertainment. And that's what's going on with the Acolyte. It has some of the worst writing I've ever seen in my life. So I hope that they get the writing situation fixed. And maybe if it's, the guy who's writing the new Fantastic Four movie, sounds like that thing's at least moving along, but there's just a lot of creative differences happening here. Maybe this is good news. I'm all for getting rid of the Lovecraft Country person. Get rid of them, because that show was hot garbage and I hate every last bit of it. And I don't want to see freaking race or gender or any of those politics in any more entertainment. It is boring me to death. It is uninteresting. It is not fun. And just no one likes it. So Disney, unless you want to continue down the track that you are on, then just come on, Marvel. Let's get it together, because we all want a good MCU. You guys had a really good run for a while and we want to bring things back. So I don't know. What I can say is right now, you could make sure to go in and give us a review of Blade 1, 2, and even 3, and let us know your thoughts within the app. We have our water cooler segment, which is down here, where you can just click on that and talk about a movie. Probably nobody's talked in this water cooler yet, but because it's an older movie. But If you want to know an active water cooler within Criticless, it is the Acolyte right now. It is balls to the wall because a lot of people have a lot to say about that show, including me. So you can make sure to go check out that video as well. But make sure to go check out your water cooler feed. There's a lot of cool conversations. They kind of work almost like a subreddit slash just a thread where you can talk about different pieces of entertainment. So if you don't want to just leave a review and you want to chat, then go there and share it to your feed so that everybody sees it. But anyways, guys, that's been your Blade update. Fingers crossed that this actually does get made because I want a Blade movie as long as it's done right. So maybe they're on the track here. I hope this was the right move. But until next time, guys, I will see you when we are going to be reviewing. Actually, before I forget, make sure to go check out our review, which will be dropping tomorrow. We are going to be talking about The Boondock Saints, which is an older film that is one of my favorite movies of all time. I absolutely love and adore it. And, little bits of spoilers on that, but you'll get to hear at least me gush about that movie. But this is part of our critics hated, audience loved movie. And when you see the critic score on this from the site which must not be named, it's embarrassing. And why is that? Because critics tend to be freaking buffoons. So let's go ahead and get that Boondock Saints score where it needs to be. So until next time, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. And I will see you with the news on Monday. Have a good rest of the week. Later.